Alright guys, this will be my lesson while I'm driving to kind of show you guys. And I'll try to explain the best I can while I'm driving, but I want to try to show you guys the downshifting, engine braking, and this is basically what it's like to shift with the extended shifter. Yeah, as you might can tell, it actually rattles on this little reverse lockout ring, so I have to like hit it. There you go. I don't know. I'm gonna try to have one of my friends actually make a better one. Yeah, but you know, I got to the stop sign, or well, the light, but it was red, so I turned right on red. As soon as I got down there, I was already clutched in. As soon as my shifter was able to let me, I popped it into first, and I was waiting. As soon as it was clear, I went, and then I just shifted up sequentially: second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. Now I'm going 50 miles in fifth gear. And to kind of show you the engine braking thing, if you can, with this camera here, if you can kind of see my RPMs, I know this steering wheel's kind of blocking. I need better equipment, but if I shift down to fourth gear and then I let out the clutch, you'll notice the RPM rose up, and then it's slowing down on its own. I'm not even using my brake, and then it'll actually accelerate a lot faster now because I'm down a gear. So that's the basic principle of engine braking, really, is that, you know, because each gear has a pre-selected speed, you put it in the gear that's lower than the speed you're going, and then the engine will slow down the car. You won't have to actually use the brakes. You know, there's not a real chance that you'll break traction with the tires, which is great, especially during like winter driving. But it does matter how lightly or how rough you let off the clutch. If you just let off, it may break traction that way. You know, the car might kick. But if you don't, then it's a smooth transaction. Well, but it's a smooth transition. And then there's actually a thing, so I think it's called a rev shift matching, basically, where I'm not for sure, but I think what it is basically, instead of just going straight to the next gear, you put it in neutral, you blip the throttle, and then you go down to the next gear, and then it's supposed to basically match the car up where you don't even notice that you switched to gear. But I mean, I'm more of a showy driver, so I'll downshift 2 gears, and you'll really hear it. But that's just me. Yeah, hopefully we come up to some traffic so I can show you. But I mean, the way that I like to drive is I try to anticipate the traffic, you know, and if there's a car in front of me and I feel like he might slam his brakes, you know, my foot's over the clutch, I'm ready to go, you know. And then it's really it happens fast. You just do it. You do whatever you have to make the car do what it has to, basically. Because like I said, there's only so many, you know, you turn right, you turn left, you go straight, you slow down, you speed up. There's only so many things, so many different situations you can find yourself in on the road, and there's certain things you can do with the shifter and the clutch and the pedals, and that's it. I mean, once you get used to it, you just basically interchange those different patterns. But you know, I learned stick shift, I think maybe 3-4 years ago, and at the time I got this car and it was all I had. I sold my other car, which is an automatic. I was off work for 10 days, so I had to learn. Okay, here you go. Instead of using my brakes, downshift to fourth. Well, now I have to kind of use my brakes and downshift to third, let out. And if you notice, it slowed me down a lot. Okay, why is this guy stopped? Come on, buddy. If I would have engine braked a lot further back, I may not have even had to use my brakes. But of course, the guy in front of me was slow to go once it turned green, so I would have had to stop. But my point is that you can actually add engine braking in while you're normally braking. So while you're pressing the brake pedal with your right foot, you know, not slamming it, but pressing it in, your left foot can be clutching in, you can be going down to gear, letting it out, and then while you're still braking with your right foot, you can go do the same again, a gear lower, and your car will slow down significantly faster. And I love to use it, especially if for some dumb reason I'm not paying attention and all of a sudden they just dead stop in front of me. You know, if I just clutch in and I slam my brakes, I might slide into them. So instead of doing that, why not? You know? And you might notice I have different hand positions. When I want absolute control, I rest my thumb here. This is like perfect control. If I was a drag strip, this would be it right here. If I'm more relaxed, it's usually down here and my arm is resting kind of in my side. It's kind of from back in the day when I dabbled in like breakdancing or whatever. And then, okay, so we're gonna turn up here. Clutch in, I'm using my brake, pop it in the second because I know I'm gonna use it. Slow down with the brake, make the turn, now engage second gear. There you go. That's what I was talking about anticipating. All right, we're gonna park real quick, okay? So you turn in, we're still rolling second, clutch in, use your brake, guide the car, brake, and we're parked. Pop it in neutral, boom, done. See, if I was rolling in first gear, I wasn't trying to, you know, engage it and stop and engage it and stop, because there's too many foot movements. Just get to rolling, clutch it in, you'll still be rolling, the momentum will be there, and just guide it and use your brakes. All right, now we're gonna reverse. And I'm gonna show you. All right, it's clutch, reverse. I'm not even gonna use gas. All right, my foot's over the brake in case I gotta stop. But you lay out to grab point. See we're rolling. Start turning out. Now you can add gas if you want, but you don't really need to. And then engage first. Engage second. Okay, I'm gonna clutch it in because there might be cars coming right here. Okay. So a lot of it's controlling the momentum and knowing, you know, what to use and when. Okay, we're on a big incline. Okay. Yeah, like most of my videos, I didn't really plan this out. I know it sounds bad, but you know, I'm gonna try to get the points across. So if you notice, I actually put it in first before we even had to go. I just did it because it's, you know, you can engage it a lot quicker. You don't have to do the hand movements. Excuse me. I think it's 40 here. I know it's a school zone, but the lights aren't on. Yeah, I hope the cameras don't die. I'm actually gonna, okay, it's 45 up here. I'm actually gonna take you guys back to my old neighborhood, and we'll kind of go through the neighborhood and then head back towards my actual house. Whoop. Brain fart moment. I could have revved before I shifted, but I don't know why I was gonna put it in fifth anyways. Yeah. This is back to what I was saying before. If you're not going at an even number speed, you know, 40, 50, if you're going 55, 45, 35, you can choose to go the gear above or the gear below for that pre-selected speed. So we're going 45, I put it in fifth gear. Put it in fourth gear, it's gonna rev a tad higher, almost at 3,000 RPM. And why? Because we're cruising. I mean, I don't need that punchy power, you know, so. Hell, I could even put it in 6 if I wanted to. It's just the RPMs are really low. It feels really, you feel really laggy. So I put it in 5th, and then from there it depends on your throttle control. All right, engine brake to 4th. Start applying brake. Engine brake to 3rd. Still using brake and clutch in neutral. First gear, and off we go. So you can definitely apply it in everyday driving. And I guess that's kind of my version of power shifting, you know, where you do it fast. So it can be done with this long ass extension. I personally love it. I mean, I don't need it, but it just felt natural from the start. But of course there are things I don't like. You know, this is too thin, it doesn't feel super solid. The one that my mechanic's son made for his car is, oh, it's a Mona Lisa, man, it really is. It looks like it belongs on it, you know. This one you can tell is an extension, an aftermarket. And Oklahoma roads, I swear. If I ever get the opportunity, I'm gonna get air ride. Not only for the, you know, the smoothness of it, but just to clear certain roads. Sometimes there's a chunk of road sticking up. I've actually had my exhaust, it scraped on it. I would have bet anything that I could have cleared it, but no, it nicked the underside of my, I don't know, mid pipe, I guess. It's on my exhaust though, but it's okay. It's just like a ding in there. I'm just using regular brakes now. Yeah, and a little fun fact about my brakes. I run carbon metallic friction brake pads. For normal everyday driving, I wouldn't say they're the best, because they perform once you heat them up. You know, if I was doing like autocross or something, they'd be perfect. But for everyday driving, it takes a while for them to heat up. You have to pretty much use them aggressively. Alright, so here's my old neighborhood. Last time I was here, they were building, you know, when I was kind of going around. So second gear. I'm going to turn right here. I don't need my clutch, just brake, keep the momentum going. As long as you don't slow down too hard, you won't stall. And then third gear. So it's all about controlling the momentum. It's all about knowing the gear. And I know I emphasize that you have to make sure you don't slow down too much. But I mean, you can slow down even if you are in gear. You can slow down to a certain point, because I tend to clutch in late before I slow down or put it in neutral or whatever. But you have to make sure you don't slow down too much or you will stall. So that comes from just experience and knowing the feel of the car. Wow, this is all pretty nice. Wish I lived here. This is the expansion. They added all this. Used to be all nothing. This is where I think I filmed my first video, my walk around in my car. So I can get the roof vent going. Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. Oh, throwing some football. Heck yeah. Yeah, it's right here is actually where I filmed my video right here. This was nothing, it was just flat. So we're actually rolling around in third gear right now. Oh, there's an Evo. The rivalry, I can feel it. Evo 10. Lancer. I think this camera just shut off, so I hope that footage recorded. And this place brings back memories. I think I took the wrong road. Oh well. RX-8, Acura Integra. Man, where were all these cars when I used to live here? Honda, Challenger. Some good stuff. Okay, now I'm kind of lost. That looked like a Subaru, holy crap. Seriously, like, did all the awesome cars move in when I left? What the F? What the flip? I really miss these roads, they're so nice. Alright. truck ain't here anymore, the one that I used to set the alarm off all the time. Must have got rid of it. Second gear, we're rolling, and let it go. Man, it really sucks that that camera turned off. Time to head back. Downshift. Can we slow down? This place is nicer than I remembered. There you go. It puts it into that mid. I closed it going 30 miles an hour. Okay, this is usually where people get hit right here, I remember. You gotta watch. Methanol pops. Okay, I thought the camera stopped. You may notice that the car sounds a little iffy. I always thought that there was an issue with the wastegate, but I think it's when we changed the turbo to that VF34 JDM ball bearing. That's when, you know, the feel of the car changed. I figured it wouldn't change drastically, but I guess it has. In order to really get on it, I have to really get in on the gas. And if you know me, you know, I like to get on it, but not break the speed limit if possible. Just feel the punchiness here and there. You know, crack the wastegate or whatever. But in order to do that now, I have to really have some roads. So that's why you can hear the car. It sounds like it's spooling up, and it is. But then I have to let off because the, you know, the speed limit. So it sucks. But it's eh. To be honest, I haven't really gotten the car tuned the way it is right now. I haven't really gotten it dialed in. I didn't see the reason to, you know, pay for a super dialed in perfect tune when I'm gonna do a full motor build and have to pay for another tune anyways. But the tune it has been tweaked since the front mount and all that's been put on. I think I made that video a while ago or whatever. So, you know, the car is decent. It's just not super perfect. I mean, because Andy's dialed in tunes are incredible. I mean, the car is just refined. It's smooth. You know, it can get on it anytime and the power is there. It doesn't, you know, there's not a lot of lag. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's just perfect. Really spends a lot of time going over every little aspect of the tune. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know how he does it. And then, like, you look at the graphs and everything is just smooth. You know, there's no spikes anywhere. Well, he might leave a spike or two, just, you know, if you want that aggressive kick. Some people want that, you know, they want to feel like they're being dragged. But I think that's where some of the misconception is on tunes and stuff. So now we're getting away from the lesson. Now we're going into, like, my thoughts. But you know, a lot of people they want to feel the pull, but you may actually not really have a lot of power. It just feels really aggressive. But, you know, what I've noticed from his tunes is that there's definitely power that he brings, but there's also handling, you know. It feels effortless to control. That's why you don't feel like you're going so fast, because it feels easier to handle than when you gave it to him before. You know, everything's refined. And I used to be the type that would love the aggressive feel. And, you know, when I got my access port into stage 2, that's basically what it did. It made it feel more aggressive, more punchy. And then when I gave it to him, and he did the tune, it felt slower, you know, the way it felt, but I had so much more control. But, you know, I have more top end and everything, and I was faster, you know, I've raced people and I spanked their ass. Couldn't have did that on the stage 2 access port too. That was just 91, you know, now I'm 91 methanol injection and whatnot, but, yeah, that's how we like to roll over here. Methanol, alcohol injection, and smooth, refined tune. Third gear. Bam. Does it. Alright. Yeah, I figured my Sony Cybershot would last longer. I hope this actually recorded. I mean, it was recording, but I hope it, because it shut off. I think it shut off. I hope it saves. It's gonna be a real waste of footage. Come on. You don't want to do it. Okay. Yeah, like I was talking about with hand positions, you know, this is like total control for me. This is kind of my relaxed position. And for some dumb reason, there's another relaxed position when I'm really, I don't know, just in a good mood or whatever. Put my thumbs here and I'll interlock my fingers. I don't know why. You know, people have their habits that they do. I don't know. I do this sometimes and bam, right to the control. Because I know my mom, this is a 3-spoke, hers is a 4-spoke, right? You know, you have 2 here and then the 2 here. She'll rest her hand in the center of it down here. She'll like let it hang. I don't know, it looks weird to me, like the wrist gonna break or something, but yeah. So that's steering wheel. Hopefully with this camera you're able to see, you know, the shifting and stuff. And I already told you about the techniques that I use. You know, going in a fifth, a really exaggerated diagonal, 6, same feel, opposite, or reverse diagonal. Second and third, pretty much just straight up. But it doesn't really feel like a diagonal, even though it is. But just make sure that you really exaggerate the movement slowly before you go faster. And then, you know, first and second is straight down, and third to fourth is pretty much straight down also, so there's nothing to it. And then, like I was saying, you know, about engine braking. Come on. See, I'm telling you, man, this extension, I like it, but I hate it. Whatever. But engine braking, I think it's something that if you can get it, if you can do everything at the same time, I would definitely add it into your driving. Absolutely love it. And it helps, you know, like what if this light up here turned red all of a sudden? I can engine brake while regular braking. And I could probably make that light, I could stop right before it. Whereas normally I would probably be right in the middle of the intersection. Okay, well, I guess that's pretty much the video. I hope you guys can get something from it. I mean, you're seeing the way that I'm driving, you know, engine brake, floor it. And then you just pretty much have to figure out where and when to shift and into what gear, you know, like I was going 50 miles, when we were going back the other way, I was going 50 miles an hour, and then when I went into that entrance, that parking lot, I I clutched it in and I put it into second even though I was still rolling, and then I was using my brakes, and then once I was slow enough, get close to the turn, I made the turn, and as I was going into the turn, I let out the clutch and I fully engaged second, and then I started rolling around with it. So, yeah. I guess I'll catch you guys later.